Oh, so gonna go ahead and say, figures to trash. Done. Ah, live. I have no idea. Let's see what this does. No, I don't interrupt it. Let's do this here. Bam. All right. Let's do this. Oh, oh. Share screen. Oh, 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 oh. How to change that? But I guess not. Everyone, how you doing today? Good to see you all. Doing a 1, 2, 3 radio check just to make sure to let you guys know that we are here. Tonight's going to be a little different in the training. We're going to do a little things different tonight than we had before, due to the fact is that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So I just want to let you guys know. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for being here tonight. It is awesome to see all of you on YouTube. Again, Facebook, sorry, Facebook people, but this does not gel with the situation here. So I have no idea really what is happening with the Facebook. We keep trying. No, we're not trying. We always do, and it goes away. It doesn't work right. So it's okay. It's all right. So I just want to say to you folks, hi, hello, and good evening. And we're going to get going on here. But one thing I want to say to you is I want to say something to all of you is this. Tonight at Corporate Credit Blueprints, we want to go ahead and say, first of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time and learning the stuff that you're going to learn tonight. But one of the things we also like to go ahead and direct to is Corporate Credit Blueprints. What is Corporate Credit Blueprints? See, Corporate Credit Blueprints has been around for a while, and for a while since 1985. We are also known as University of Corporate Credit Building and Corporate Credit Blueprints. University of Corporate Credit Building, we were also known as that. We also had some other people that worked with us who were really great working with us, but they moved on in life, and so have we. Some of the things we went quiet after a while because we worked in only with select few people, and that's one thing that we found out is that working with the select people, even before a lot of people come out with the situation, like myself. I mean, I have people that go ahead and that we work with and so on, and you have these things that people tell you stories about what happened where they've been burnt before and everything like that. So one of the things I want to let you know is that the thing is that what we've been doing is that we're here and we're making things happen for you folks. But one thing also is that we want to let you know that we are here for you. And one of the things that we want to let you know is we've been around a little while and we've experienced some things. And Most people don't know that, and it's not that we want not to see you. What we want to know is that we've worked with a lot of people, and there's some people even that are in our organization now. A lot of them come to the Zoom, and a lot of them they listen to YouTube, and a lot of them go on Facebook, and then of course on the other one I have another. It's called realtechsomething.com. So one of the things we're letting you know is that, we work with a lot of people, even with our affiliates. The thing is that when a lot of affiliates, when they first start out, they think they really need to know a lot of things about the product. The thing is that our crew is designed. Let's say one of you were one of our affiliates, and you know nothing about it. Let's say you have people that come in and I want to know about business credit, and you can talk just enough because you're excited because you're getting your stuff rolling, you get that done. Well, you're more than welcome. Like I said, we tell them, you can go ahead and send it to us. We're not going to take your people from you. Those are your people. And the thing is that what we do is that we handle them. We're just customer service for you. We'll be customer service for you. We know what we're talking about. And you just tell us, hey, I have someone that I want to send over to you, or they're on the phone. Can you talk now? Can we set a time up? You know what? And tell me what you told them. Then I take it from there. I only go within that scope. I don't do anything outside of the scope. Let's say I told them about this, that, the other thing, and blah. Then that's what I do. This, that thing, blah. That's it. I won't go out. We don't go outside the scope. Why? Because we understand. We understand what it is when you're first brand new. I mean, business credit is not the same as personal credit. We've been there. I've been there. I've done that. I mean, when I first started, I really got hammered. Think about this for a moment. What would you do if you lost your business and you had to end up in a garage because you lost your business and you had your family there? Wouldn't that kind of either light your fire, and then especially if you have a good woman with you, and then on top of that, they're the ones that keep telling they believe in you, where everyone else around you saying, oh man, why go work for someone, go get a job, go get this, go get that. Oh my God, I understand that. I've been there, but she never gave up. I mean, bless her soul, she's in heaven now, but she never gave up. But then on the weekends, do you know she's the one that came up with the idea saying, hey, you know what? We can paint curbs on weekends and make some money. I'm like, okay, I never did that before. So we borrowed $35 to go ahead and make the stencils and so on. I mean, to get the stencils from Home Depot in a little carry bucket with paint on, spray paint, whatever. She knock on the doors and I'd be spraying the paint. I mean, folks, I understand. See, that's one thing. We do have the compassion for you, or you're sitting on the desk with your hand on anything like, oh my God, what am I going to do next? Hey, creating a business is not something that you just do. See, building your business credit, I understand. When I began to start digging and looking around, after living in the garage, I said, there's got to be more. Where did I go wrong? What did I do? And it was nothing I was doing wrong. Is that back then in the early 80s, and that was the mid 80s actually, is that where do I go and get the information for? There was really not any information as far as I know back then. I looked here, I looked there. They didn't have a lot of Google at that time, all right, back in 85. So it was more of like word of mouth, who you spoke to, ads in the newspaper, and then also buying the right, what do you call it, the magazine. That's when they had a lot of magazines, tons of magazine ads about that. And everybody wants 15, 25, 35, 95, 105. It was an odd number, 105 for, how to get information on business credit. To get information, it didn't tell you how to step by step. So one of those things is what I did is that I began to go ahead and learn and start digging. And as I began to start digging and growing, and I mean, hey, folks, building business credit, it was like you have to go do what? You got to do this? Oh my God, I didn't really have a coach at that time to go ahead and kind of coach me through it. I kind of got, I went through the, what do you call it? The School of Hard Knocks. I had to graduate with the School of Hard Knocks, but I'm glad I did, because that really has me to be seasoned. I don't get rocked real easy. When someone says, oh, this is not working, that's not working. Of course, it's not working because you got to wait a little bit. And right now, the pandemic, people use that right now as more of an excuse to get away of not doing anything. Back then, people were like right on it. They get on it. Let's do this. Okay. And here now, even when you send the paperwork into the IRS because you want to do a tax ID for a tax ID, now you go in, you wait, and then I come back with some probably weird news saying, it's no good. It's like, whatever it is. So people don't understand when by going through this whole process, it does take something. And one thing I want you to folks to begin to hear is I understand the pain a lot of you go through. I've been there. In fact, I've even told you before, I don't know if I said this before. What would you think if you had $42 million in business credit and then you do a stupid move and guess what? You lose it all. And then luckily enough, you had the right situation, the right standing on it to where you were at least able to go ahead and guess what? Save at least half of it because you had certain things set up in a way. This stuff I learned, everything I've learned is by trial and error. I never had a chance to do theory. I always had to do, I had to go through it. So what I'm talking about corporate credit blueprints is that you're not only having someone that really understands, especially, if you really have a doubt about, can I get it done? If you're a tire kicker, this won't work for you. I'll be real honest with you. Tire kickers will not, business credit won't work for you. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're a tire kicker, because of the fact you've got to be one thing as a person of action. I mean, you don't think it was embarrassing for me to be living in a garage with my wife and then we're going painting curbs on the weekend to make money to go ahead and survive. And we made about an average of $500-600 a weekend painting curbs back then. So that wasn't too bad. So we were making, $2,400 a month. And then sometimes people will pay us, hey, can you go ahead and paint my mom's or paint my sister, or I'll pay for my whatever is down the street. So we have like 5 people to do, at the top. So it was pretty interesting. I probably should have turned that into a business. But I did have a business that like that, doing that. That was a business when I was doing it, but I should have turned it probably to some kind of a big business that way. But anyways, so I understand what a lot of you are going through. So I just want to say for you that people that are the ones that are really serious and that are moving, I applaud you. Also, our affiliates, same thing. I applaud you. Like I was talking about our affiliates that we have. Our affiliates, they're great and awesome. And we're here for you. You don't have to have the information to go ahead and move the product. That should not even be in your way. One thing is you just tell us who you have, and we go ahead and sign them up for you, and it's yours. And say, great, anything you have now, call them, they'll take care of you, and you're welcome to the trainings when we go on now, and because we'll train your people, because it benefits, it's part of the family. So we don't ever take them and solicit them anything outside of that. They're all yours. We're here for you. We support our affiliates because that's your bread and butter. And without us having people that speak to the people for you and being with them so you can go ahead and make a great living for yourself, this is one of the things, you have our support. Because like I said, here, I personally, and our people that I have do personally understand what it's like to go through the beginning. And we all know what it is. So anyways, with that said, I'm going to move forward. One thing I want to make you aware of, this is kind of the style of people that work with us and also work in the background taking care of certain things. What I mean by that, these are people who are due diligent, and we also really have an office that really will make a difference for you. But one thing we want to let you know is this: when you sign up with us, you're going to get certain instructors that will do certain things to make things work for you. But one of the beautiful things is you're not getting theory. You're not getting stuff that you think will work, won't work, might work, whatever. The thing is that you will not have any situations to where you would go ahead and not have something that you're looking for and also what you're working towards. Your dream is our dream. Your dream is our dream. We don't take your thing lightly. We're definitely in the position with you to go ahead and make sure whatever your dream is. I don't care how big a business you are or how small you are. The thing is that we're here to go ahead and work with you in a way that that we understand you. Think about this. Would you want someone grumpy or excited to go ahead and do something for you, to really have it work for you? See, a lot of people will go ahead and talk about certain things, but I don't think they've really gone through what it is to get hammered. We've been there. All of us here have even done something that lost and or gained, which means we lost and we got it. We understood. We didn't get it back. We restructured it so we would never lose it again. So it's like you don't bring the pain home. That's one of the most beautiful things about this whole program is that you'll learn not to bring the pain home. One of the things I also want to make you aware of is that the most beautiful thing about the program is you will understand and begin to notice that you are a most valuable person because we value who we are. We really value who we are and what we have. We have a lot to offer a human being out there. Anyone that has any kind of business challenges, we're really pretty good at it. And what I mean by pretty good at it, there's some areas that we're really great at, and some areas we don't deal. But here's the thing, we know who we work with that is great at it. There's a lot of areas that we only focus on, but then we have an expansion of areas where we can refer people that we know that we work with, and we trust them, and we know they work. See, one thing is, I understand that some of you go home. I mean, some of you go home. Some of you get up, go to work in the morning, and you work all day, get home, and say, God, I got to go ahead and do this. We understand that. Most of us been there, done that, have a t-shirt. And you say, how do you do it? Well, one, our family, we sat down with our family and hey, look at this is what dad or mom needs to do. This is the support we need from you. This is what we're looking from you to go ahead and do so we can get this going. Because eventually either mom or dad is ready, wants to leave their job to do this thing full time. But I needed to take it to a level. Now, there's no such thing as quick money, but there is thing as long-term money that's always quick. Now, I know a lot of people don't understand that when I say that. The short-term money always disappears because it's short-term and you're using it. But the short-term long money is the money that you use for the short term to build your long money, which turns your short-term money into long money that is working for you. You're not working for it. And see, a lot of people don't understand when you're working for it, you get beat up, spit on, and booed off stage. But when you begin to have it work for you, now your time becomes more of an essence and a valuable commodity. See, this is the reason and the purpose of having business credit. Even if your personal credit's not the best, when I say it's okay, it means that it's you can build it up and take care of it as you go. Some of you have been blessed and are lucky enough to be blessed about your credits are 800, 810, 815, 840, 845, 835, 825, 815, 805 across the board with, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. And so these are the things that I say to you to let you know that we are serious about what we're building for you. We're serious and we understand what it means when you get home from work. And even tonight, some of you got home tonight are looking at this. You want to know, does someone really understand me? Do they get me what I'm doing? I'm in construction and I want to get out of the construction because it's destructing me. I want to be the general contractor. I want to be, and that's nothing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I want to flip real estate. I want to be able to do this. When I say this, that anybody that starts anywhere, you're looking to have life on your own terms, and this is what we offer. Just so you know, it's not like, okay, what about this? And then you have the people that are the naysayers. Why would you want to go ahead and junk your environment with such words that will go ahead and eventually it's going to have to take fruit? Like I was saying, watch what you say, or you just might get it. If you keep saying, oh, lions and tigers and bears, oh my, well, guess what? That's what you're going to get. How about, you know what? I know this is going to work. I know this is going to happen. And you just got to have a little faith, and keep going. So, some of you that have been in business long enough know this part. Reason why some of you kept going, you kept seeing it, you kept believing it, even when you didn't see it, even when your family members didn't even have it around, you didn't see it. You still believed it. You saw it. You knew it was going to work, and it did because you never let go of it. See, here's one thing we do. We do not touch your dreams. We go for your dreams and what you want. Sometimes we'll give you a little coaching about this and that so you can keep yourself in your dream, but the dream becomes a reality. And that's what business credit does. It allows you to fulfill on having the necessary funds that you need in a way to build your credit. I mean, to not only to build your credit, but to go ahead and acquire what you're looking for. See, some of you don't even realize you can get yourself a franchise within 18 months to 24 months tops. Some of you can go ahead and do it sooner based on certain programs you get. Some of you other things, there's other programs we can go ahead and get you because some people go for the primary trade lines that we have for businesses that are actually get acquired by you. Those are the ones that actually move the fastest. Yeah, and the fastest, I mean, the fastest is this. About not from the time you start something, it takes anywhere from 90 to roughly 120 days. I don't care what they tell you, you can get your score in 30 days. That's you can, but you're still going to have to wait 90 days for certain things to acquire. As you're waiting, this is how, like for instance, our course today, people that actually got their primary trade lines, now we're setting them all up to get ready to go ahead when the time comes, when everything's done, they got a few things on there from other vendors that we have them go apply to, is that now they're able to go ahead and have a their profile set up just right. Everything matches. Everyone's happy. So when the 90 days roughly come around, now they're ready to apply for lines of credit. Now, not the lines of credit a lot of people talk on YouTube about. A lot of people talk about YouTube. You're going to have bank statements. You're going to need this. You're going to need that. Now, they're not lying. But what they're doing, if you listen to them, they're giving you the information is kind of a little let's say jaded, okay? Because they're not telling you that you're applying for the big lines at 250, 300 personal guarantee. Plus, they want your bank statements. Here, you can still get lines of credit for under 50,000 with only a tax ID and no tax returns, no bank statements, and depending on the loan you get. Some will say, look, you give us 12 months worth of bank statements or 24 months worth of bank statement based on the overall average. This is what will give you 3 times the value of what we come up with. And as long as you have a score. Okay, that's one way. And there's like the hybrid program. I love to death because the cards that you end up getting are the cards that eventually, within 18 months, how we structure it, your company will be structured strong enough because you'll have the other lines reporting the primary line that some of you have chosen to have on your business and that you are the owner of, and because all the paperwork goes along with it. But one thing about it is, guess what? Now you have a structure so you can go ahead and if you choose to, now we can go to those same credit alerts that you have and ask them what you want to get out of the credit line of it. So now we get everything set up. See, we start setting things up from the beginning. So when it gets to the time we're ready to do certain things, you can be able to still keep the same credit lines and or we find another credit line to match that credit line. You can pay that one off if you wish, if you haven't used it, or just switch it out, which means you'll have 2. Now, one that's personal guarantee, you can save that for emergencies and use the one that is no PG. You can get a lot of different things. And so we understand, we put the customer at the center of everything that we do every day. The best interest is ours for you. See, your best interest is our best interest for you. That's why we lead our industry in the creation of high quality and safe, sustainable business credit. When I mean safe and sustainable, that means, how do I say this to let you know? I mean, I know how it is to go ahead and let's call it you're trying to go ahead and rob Peter and pay Paul. I understand that game. Well, guess what? Some people in business, let me back up a minute. You don't think that Amazon or Walmart does that? Think about that for a minute. See, once you begin to learn how to leverage your money and move it around, like some of you have great credit out there, but you only use 1%. Not a problem with that. But what if I tell you, since they don't have a high, listen, you could have credit cards at $50,000, but you only use, I don't know, $100 a month and you pay it off, you don't have no relationship in the industry with the high dollar amounts of paying it off. So if you had two cards, three cards at $15,000, you have to find a way to charge $15,000 and then have the card pay another card pay off the $15,000 and just kind of move them around. Leverage your money just right. So that's one of the things a lot of people don't understand how to do, is because they've never been taught. Don't you think some people understand that industry? Some of you have some great cards. You can go ahead and multiply them if you wish, but that's another conversation. But there's a way to multiply them with no PG. So one thing we just want to make sure you understand: we put our customers at the center of everything we do every day. We have their best interest, and that's our interest. That's why we lead our industry in the creation of high quality, safe, sustainable business credit. You notice I said sustainable? Even when it rains, even when it pours, even when the wind comes to just blow your house down, guess what? Guess what? You'll be able to sustain it because you already set your business up for this kind of movement. It could happen anytime. One thing, another thing will help you connect the dots. Corporation is a legal person based on certain things I've told you before. Another thing, when I was a little kid, the reason why I got started in the corporate credit business is because who do you have to fight every day? Every day you go to work. Every day you're pushing for your business. Every day you're out there, either you were pounding the pavement, but now you can probably start pounding the pavement again. Some of you are real good at pounding the pavement. You have excellent success rate. But when it came down to the internet, some of you just fell flat on your face. No money to do this. And then you have people that are trying to sell you a product, telling you, hey, we can get you going, get you here, get you there. And guess what? It didn't work. Then you went to another place. You're spending all the money that you saved on a hope and a dream. One thing about business credit, it's not a hope and a dream. It's one thing you get returns back if you decide to do it. Even if you spend a good amount of money, let me ask you, if you spent $3,500 and you get $60,000 back in return in cash credit lines or cash at 0% interest, you tell me, how much is that? How much is that you get if you got $60,000, all right, and you paid $3,500? You paid $3,500, all right, and you got 10 times that. That'd be like $35,000. Well, if you already doubled your money when you get to credit line. This is what I'm saying, that a lot of you go buy stuff hoping that, like, you hear, hey, you make $10,000 a month. Folks, I'm guilty of that too. I mean, luckily I had a business that allowed me to do it, because if it didn't work, it just wrote off the losses. But the thing is, when you don't have it and you're spending the last dollar amount hoping for your rent or your mortgage, and you got to tell your wife or your husband or whoever that, hey, I just spent the last amount of money on the home and I'm rolling the dice. That's horrible. Here, if you happen to have good credit, you can go ahead and get the hybrid program. That's available to you. If you don't have good credit, you still can build your credit to get the money you want. It's going to take you a little longer. Longer meaning this: a hybrid, you can get it within probably the first 30 days because of your personal credit, if it is good. As long as it's in the 700s, you're going to have, usually you won't have a problem. Now, with that said, if you don't, you're still going to have to order the products and make a little investment in yourself for a return. So one thing you want to begin, those of people, in fact, those of you who have been building your business credit, go take a look of everything that you bought and paid for to go ahead and get your score, and see how much what it cost you. And then what you do is add up the dollar amount that you got. I'm not saying go add all the dollar amount. People complain, well, it's not cash. Stop whining. It is cash. Why? Because you can learn to do something with it. Someone gave you $6,000 in cash, but it's office supply. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Who cares? So one thing I want to begin to let you know is that when you apply for business credit, whether it be vendor credit, trade credit, cash credit, look at all the money that you've gotten in return for your investment of buying or purchasing into a course. See, again, a lot of you invest in home, big home businesses, and you hope you're going to make a dollar. The one who makes the money in those type of businesses, the ones at the top. And a lot of people that go ahead and say, I joined these programs, you know, in whatever areas, they might work. I mean, I can't say. Some I just joined to see if it did work, and it's not. And then it's not. Some do not make it easy. You got to go do this, you got to do that, then you got to get leads, you got to do this. Again, I've been there, folks. Our team's been there. We've followed them for some of the big stuff. We laugh at you. Oh my God, look what I bought, and it didn't even work. In fact, recently one of our people invested with this company, uh, and they're supposed to help you do this and that with your business and how to, I guess, to deliver. I'm not really sure. Because, and then the product didn't even, when I say it didn't even work, they give you a link to log into. When you log in, it doesn't come up right. The only thing it only works on my phone. It doesn't work on a brand new computer, and my old computer doesn't work. Well, shouldn't that product work on any device? It shouldn't really have any problem. I'm not a tech guy, but I'm not that goofy to think that it won't work. Folks, I understand the pain you're going through. I get it. I understand the pain. This is what I'm saying. We connect the dots where you don't have to have the pain. So that's what I'm saying. When I was a kid, those are the things I had to deal with. Like in life, I had someone that took my bike. I think I was 5 or 6. I said 7. Guy took my bike. He was a bully of the neighborhood. Took my bike. That was my bike. And I said, you know what? Lo and behold, I said, I'm gonna get my. Of course, I was mad, crying, and I ran after. Finally, ran after him. Everyone was like, "No, he'll go bang you up." They used other words back then. I didn't care, and man, I got my bike back. Ended up with a bloody nose, but I got my bike back, and he had a bloody nose and a black eye. And you know, that's when I realized the same thing in this business. When someone comes to me and say, I've been burnt here, and I got it, but we're not going to talk burnt here because we're going to get you someplace where you say you want to go. Because myself personally, and our crew, we will fight hard for you to get your dream. Sometimes we fight harder than you because a lot of you don't want to do and follow the directions that you're given. So one of the things we want to let you know that we understand the pain. I get a lot of you look at stuff and God, how do I do this? Or this other company did this, and I just want to go ahead and get some money. I understand that. It's like this, you got to play to win. You got to get off the bleachers to win. You got to get off the bleachers, get on the court, get bruised a little bit, get hit a little bit, and pretty sure. Do you think the basketball players that go up and down the court don't get hit, pushed, and they're still trying to make their shots? Even when they're making their shots, they're getting pushed, they're getting bumped. But they stay focused on what they're looking for, not being pushed and bumped. They deal with that after they make the shot. They just know, however I get bumped, I'm still going to have to make my adjustments so I can make the shot. Folks, I just want to say, we do understand your pain. Doesn't matter where you're from. I don't care, you're man, woman, from another world. I mean, it doesn't matter. We do understand what you all go through. We really do. In Corporate Credit Blueprints, we get it. Also, another thing is this: we look at your ideas and say, wow, that's awesome. How do you see it, and what are you looking for? How much are you looking for? Do you want to self-fund? Do you want someone else to help you fund it? I mean, what are you looking for? How about business acquisitions? That's the oldest trick in the book. Business acquisition, these guys are teaching it now. That's like no-brainer. Also, there's another guy that's talking about, hey, getting business loans. That's been around since the early 80s, 1980. And I forgot the name of the guy that used to offer a program for that, but he used to offer a program on TV with cassette. No, wait, cassettes. Yeah, with cassettes with the black video VCR. There you go, VCR. Man, I forgot his name, but yeah, he was off of courses like that, and I'm laughing. And you know what? I wish my friend had one, and he was going to give it to me. And I wish he would have took it and then save it because he threw it away like in the late '90s. I should have kept it to show you because you're going to learn everything in the market, even the big home businesses that people do. That stuff's been around. They just found a way to change to make it look different, but it's the same idea as the magazines used to do. See, all I want to say is if I can build any kind of relationship with you, I've been there. I've done that. And in fact, the real estate courses where I learned was from Dave Delgado and also from Carlton Sheets. And then there's these guys were midgets and they had their own real estate program. I bought all three of them. But you know what's so funny? That's how I learned from them. And these contracts they have now, that's why I laugh when they come out with them. I go, wait a minute, this is back before. The only thing that's been changed is just the legal language. But there's this saying that says, oh yeah, context and content are very decisive. You just got to understand the two and know which one to use when and how. Also, another thing, I did a lot of work too. I went to Tony Robbins' workshop way back in the, oh my God, what was that? 90s? Tony Robbins? Yeah, the 90s, way back when he just pretty much began, I think. It wasn't the 90s. And then it went to the Maui seminar where you walk the fire. And then what else do you have? The pole thing where you kind of get on top of the pole and move over in Hawaii. Oh yeah, I still have his old books. I have the cassettes. So I'm saying, folks, we're always working on ourselves here at Corporate Credit Blueprints. We have a lot of depth inside of work that we have done in life. We have people that have done some great things, and everyone's learned from everything they've done in their life. They learned from everything they've done in their life, and it adds a quality, So that's the beauty about the whole thing. Also, for you, we relate to your ideas because we have our own. But when you come to us, we now focus on your idea because your idea is the most important thing on the planet for us. Why? Because we understand what it's like to have nobody on your side, looking, searching, hoping. Man, I remember those nights. I used to look at my wife and I'm like, and she looked at me, she goes, "You'll come up with it. I know you." And that was nice to hear. That was the only my cheerleader I had going. Then, but all of a sudden, when you start making it, what they say, we got out of the garage situation, got a small little place, and they started going and growing and growing. And finally, the business really took off. I remember my first thing from Happy Home Escrow. That was a huge check. I'm gonna go look to see if I can find it because I know she saved it. And I want to show you guys what the first check was from. No, it wasn't my first check. It was my first big check. That was like my seventh or eighth check I did in real estate. But that one set everything apart. So from that point, it was pretty interesting what went on. So just to let you know, we do understand. We've been there. We've been in the hole. We've lost. We've won. But the bottom line is we didn't quit. We didn't quit. It takes something special inside you. Another thing is this is where we used to, like I said before, I had a lot of live trainings inside our office. Now, one of the things I want to let you know is that when we have the live trainings is that I personally myself, I think you learn more than you even learn from here. It's really to really, to convey what you can do in person versus a seminar or a webinar like this. I get it. It's tough. It's challenging. But you know what? It doesn't mean that you can't. So what you see is exactly what eventually it'll start coming back again. And also the live trainings that we do, the live seminars. I was the only one, and this is when I just began to switch over to Corporate Credit Blueprint's name. We went from University Corporate Credit Building to Corporate Credit Blueprints back in that was in the early 2000s, somewhere in there. So one of the things that we used to do is the live seminars. But here's what I would do. Back then, you would have people that did commercials on TV, okay? and say, hey, look at my people. They came, and then the people come out of the room where they're having the seminar, and they say, oh yeah, I learned how I can acquire $300,000 to $400,000, $500,000 on my business credit. Now everyone's all excited. You get 2, 3, or 4 will come out, and they say they will learn how to acquire. Well, this is how confident that our organization was, and also how I was, because I knew that time. Now I have more in my belt, but I knew back at that time what I could actually do for these people. So the ones that came to the seminar, I did my first one. It was too many because of what I was doing. It was 40 people. That was too much. So I went and knocked it down to 20, because everyone that came to the seminar, everybody walked away with credit, and it was done live in front of them. I apply live in front of them for their business. We had people walk. Back then was the MasterCard with Home Depot. Someone walk away with $25,000 approved right there on the spot. Someone walk away with Staples, $15,000. We had to call in, code 25. They call in. They just want to verify information, $15,000. All 20 walked away with something. But I didn't do mine on the weekend like they did. All those other people did their stuff on Saturday and Sunday. I did mine on Thursday, Friday. Why Thursday? Thursday, I had to make sure everybody in that room had, plus not me personally, but my staff would make sure everyone had everything that we talked about, because when they signed up, they had things to do for the business to get it straightened up. There's little things I give people now that I do to have them do certain things to set the business up, because I know how it's going to go. So one of the things is this: when they did those things, the next day we started applying, and people thought I did something different. No, I had the star phone in the middle of the room, and we did this. Now I do a live Zoom with them when I do stuff with them. And the one thing is, it's awesome, because at least you can see that there's no secret. The only thing is, it's like, it's like breathing for me. Now I still go, in fact, I'll buy some other people's product, and I'm laughing because when I buy it, I find the catch. I really would like to say something about their names, but again, like Mama says, you have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Just let it be, because it'll eventually come out. So what the heck? But anyways, they're counting on your personal credit to get what they're looking for, because they never say in their ad, you can get it with no PG, no personal guarantee. If you want, you can. And if you do, we get you out of it. We prepare you. You don't hear that. They only have that. And of course, they're going to say, hey, we got someone got $300,000. It's the same thing, just disguised now, because it's not on a YouTube testimonial type deal. So folks, again, we understand your pain. We've been there. And I'm not any better than any of you. I've just been beat up enough to where my skin is real thick, and let's move on. Let's go. So anyways, another thing of this, like I said, we're just looking to go ahead and exceed our clients' revenue for themselves. Here's the thing: if you ended up with $58,000 in business financing, what could you do? Some people take that, they invest that, and they buy the primary trade line areas. They invest maybe a couple of racks on it to get it done, and then we get it done. And now they're able to go here. Now they have some other stuff to make smaller investments, so they can make some money here and there. Then 90 days to 120 days, now they can go ahead and apply for now at least $120,000 in credit lines, because now they have the availability to do it, because now they have their credit score and everything's done properly, and they have history. See, I said something. We even show you, even when you lose, we show you how to win. So this is one thing we just want to let you know that we do, and we help. We just assist people to go ahead and do that. The next thing is this. Here, when we say we have people, this is what I'm talking about. We have people that will go ahead. It doesn't matter how old you are. We have something like, I like helping the youngsters and the seniors, because the seniors kind of given up on life, and the youngsters kind of say, well, I'm lost. I like that. The ones in the middle, I usually give over to some other people, because I remember when I was in the middle meaning like in your 30s, let's say 35 to maybe 48, maybe 52. You're still a little, I can do it on my own. I understand that. And then Well, then you have the pride that says, well, you don't want to tell me what I screwed up, so you're going to find other ways and other ways. And you're going to keep hustling, 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 hustling. No, that's tiring. Why don't you just build your business credit so you can go out and do the things you want? How about $1 million? $1 million is nothing. I had someone talk to me about they were doing was it 50? No, $100,000 a month, I think it was. Because I remember there's a couple of situations, but $100,000 on average. Okay, good. And you should have 3 times that amount of money in business credit. And this is what people don't understand. What? Because you can. Personal credit, there's no way you're going to outrun. You cannot outrun your personal credit growth at all. It won't grow as fast as business credit. Business credit can multiply and multiply and multiply, and you can get yourself wherever you wish. Folks, what about a franchise? See, a lot of things I don't do because I don't think it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, I can tell you what I have, what I do, what I've done. That's not what you're looking for. You want to know, can you count on somebody? Is someone there really going to understand you? Are they going to understand the pain I'm going through? Because when I lost my business in the coronavirus, I don't want to be laughed at. I want someone's going to go ahead and be there with me to get me through the next storm, or strengthen me now where my business is not made under sand. It's made under rock and granite. So no matter what comes, even when I lose, I win, and I still have the granite. And that's what we teach you too, the strategies. And the youngsters are are a little more malleable because they're willing to learn. Okay, what I got to do? What I got to do next? And sometimes I want to jump a little faster, which I say, okay, go ahead. But remember, if you do this is the possibility. And then it's not that I'm negative. I know if you do X, because there is a formula to this when you connect the dots, and it's patience. This whole game is patience until you get, really about 120 to 180 days when you have the right foundation and the right amount reporting to your business credit and your business experience and Equifax. When you have that right amount, then you could start building business credit like a crazy man. Because now you've sown the seeds enough to where no matter where you go, what you do, they'll start sending you stuff in the mail eventually because you've built it enough. And then you can apply anywhere. Then when we show you how to actually multiply it in ways that no one ever really talks about as shares, it's like, wow, I can do that? Yes, you can. Now, also the seniors. When you do it with seniors, it's, oh my God, I've never had this much money before. I've always wanted to get this. Well, now you can. There's many things you can do. The investment in yourself does come back in the form of how much business credit did you acquire. Usually when you graduate from something, it's always you're in the hole. All right, you invest in a big home business. All this stuff you see on the internet. What do you see? Give me to 97, give me 1,000, give me 2,000. And hopefully you're going to make some money. Hopefully. So you make an investment with no return. There's no return. I'll have to give credit to one guy out there that's in the internet. I don't know his name. I don't know his name, but his YouTube says this. Hey, you want to go ahead and find a fake guru and ask him to go ahead and build your business for you first, then turn it over to you. All right, granted, I called them. I said, this sounds good. I might just invest in that myself because I use the business credit. And if it doesn't work, I write it off. And then to come to find out, they want to set it up with their product, which makes a lot of sense. And so I said, no, right, because I wanted to do blah, 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 blah. So I said, well, then it won't be a good fit, which is perfectly fine. But you know what? He was truthful, and he can guarantee, because he's going to build what he wants to build, that it will work for you and teach you in the meantime how to keep it going. After 90 days, they end up giving it to you. So he's telling you the truth. But what these other guys say, hey, you know what? 1997, 997, 97, 297, they don't give you anything other than download articles, download, follow instructions. We don't do that either. It's live one-on-one. Now, you might hear training, hear this in a replay, but it was live at one time. We don't say log in here. Now, when we tell you log into us and get our free ebook, that's an ebook. It's to give you the information. If you want more, then you can call for a consultation. We go over your business. You can see what you want to do. So one thing, the beauty about the whole thing is that, see, here's the thing. In fact, here's the thing. A lot of people call us, they want to be sold. That's one of the first things I pretty much say. I'll talk to them a few minutes. And first I want to make it something very clear. If you want me to sell you on something, I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you what we have, and and I'll give you the price, what it is. If you decide to go. If not, go someplace else. Because we already know wherever you're going to go, you're not going to find what we've put together. I already know that. You might find similar or close, but you're not going to find exact. Now, there's other things that I reach outside of that to where I get certain things done because I know who to do it. And I don't want to spend my time in that area, but I'd rather have an expertise with someone that knows the expertise of what I'm looking for a client so it can get done as well. So all I'm saying to you is this. Understand the frustration. We understand the pain. I get it. I've been through it. I mean, I remember getting my first car, man. I'm jumping up for joy. Oh my God, I didn't even sign for this card. Oh my God. I mean, it's like, and back then, my credit was so bad, zero looked good. So, I mean, I understand, folks. I've been in the, horrible. And then eating I was able to afford for the kids, I made sure they had the young one, I make sure they had the Infamil. The older one was able to eat the baby food. So I made sure they had that. And I made sure, the wife would have good stuff to eat because she was still breastfeeding some of the times. So I would go ahead and eat apples and stuff like that for dinner and stuff. And top ramen soup. I learned how to make some good top ramen soup. I learned how to make a manwich out of a top ramen. All right. So I understand what it's like, folks. I mean, don't get me. I did not come from a spoon. God blessed me to create the silver and gold spoon that I could eat off of. So every time I eat off that, I know who gave it to me, and it wasn't me. God blessed me with the ability to go ahead and learn. And I'm glad what I learned, because the thing is now I can actually assist people and do something for them wherever they want to go. I'll get them there. If you're willing to play, let's play. And so I understand the frustration and pain. But this is what I'm saying. You have people that will walk with you, and we're with you all the way. Also, another thing is this. It's like a manufacturer. We put everything together, whatever you say you're looking for to build. We put this here, we cut this here, we make this, and then we start putting it together little by little. A lot of you get impatient, think, oh my God, I want this right now. There is no right now. I'm going to tell you, there is no microwavable business credit. Now, there are business credits you can buy, businesses that have the credit. I have those too, but you got to be vetted. You've got to be vetted, and you've got to have some mortgage history, car history. You cannot have no inquiries in the last 6 months, period. All right. Then you could go ahead, and then once they vet you, it's not even guaranteed. We don't even take a fee up front because it's not the same thing with a hybrid. We don't take anything up front. We're not affiliated with anybody with a hybrid. A lot of people say, oh, you guys are affiliated. No, we're not affiliated with a hybrid. I don't get a penny from the hybrid. The reason why it keeps it clean for us, because I would tell you, say, look, I get a piece of it, but we don't. The reason why, so I can say I don't, so if you try to accuse me, say, no, I don't, and you know what, if you think I do, then you don't have to go ahead and do it. It's perfectly fine with me. I'll just move on to the next. I understand, because there's tire kickers, and then there's people that want to find a way out because they want it, but they want to use money as an excuse. Money is only an excuse based on what you're not willing to go get it. That's all. That's all it is. It's real simple. None of you should ever be without money through business credit. Business credit will set your family up so you can live a dream, fulfill a dream, get whatever you're looking for, whether it be a car, a business car, have the business where it keeps rolling money in, have a business that actually trades on the market because it's allowed to use the corporate credit lines to fund a trade account, and then you have people that could trade that in your own office and business, they can trade for you. I mean, these are many things that we look at. How about someone that invests in something where they go ahead and put in, I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000, and they get a return back based on whatever the product might be, or so on and so on. How about you invest in someone that's working a hot dog stand and they want to get one? You have them work it and you get it based on how you know how to operate those things. It's just many things. I mean, it's just there's so many opportunities out there. It's amazing. This home-based business stuff, you really have to be careful because people will keep stringing you on, stringing you on, stringing you on, stringing you on, and burning your money. Here's what I want to let you know is this. If they're not, I'm going to take that what that guy says. If they're not willing to go ahead and build your business for you, not give you that, okay, well, all the education's here for you. You don't have time for a learning curve. You want it set up where, okay, great. It goes in, and the first day you pay, the next day you're out money in your bank account. Far-fetched, but I'm saying like the guy says, he'll set the business up for you, get it rolling. You have income coming in. He'll teach you along the way. That's something that takes something to do. But other people are saying, learn how to do ClickBank. Come on, you folks. Amazon. A lot of people got burnt on that Amazon deal but real estate is one of the best safest way. So what I want to say to you tonight is this. Tonight, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And most of all, like this, if you want to go ahead and have a free consultation, just give us a call. The phone number is right there. It's 888-471-4252, extension 2001. If you'd like to go ahead and call the hotline number, area code 614-349-8242. Leave a message and they'll get back to you as soon as you can. And one thing about that, now let me tell you, we do not put a message saying, hey, welcome, thank you for calling Corporate Credit Blueprints on the 614-349-8242. That's a number we leave for someone actually calls it. If they're serious, they'll leave their information. Say, hey, I know that this is the hotline for building credit. Here's my number. Call me. We'll call you then. But if you hang up, you're not going to get a call. All I want to say is, folks, go to corporatecreditblueprints.com and register there if you wish. You'll get your free booklet to find out what maybe you wanted to find out more than ask more questions. Or you can email us at info@corporatecreditblueprints.com. Or another thing is, you can go ahead and there's a free guide we'll give you, a training on how to get money for your business. You can discover how to get access to all the types of financing and business credit and get a free business credit report. Also, another thing, score by clicking the button below to set up your no-cost 30-minute consultation. The consultation is just for you to see what you're up to. What are you looking for to do? It's not a sales pitch. You're not selling. I'm going to tell you right now. Even if you want to buy that day, no, we'll tell you no. Just call us back if you're serious. Why? Because we're not here to sell you. That's just your consultation for you. See, we're a little different. We don't need the money. What we like is clients that are serious, that want to do something. We don't need the money. We're only looking for clients that are actually, when they say yes, they do what they say and they say what they mean. That's all. We'll have a couple of people in here that has invested some stuff here tonight. They're brand new and they're doing great. They're following the directions and they're going to be moving pretty quick. And if they decide to go ahead and do some of their primary trade lines, they're going to just take off like a rocket. So all I want to say, folks, thank you very much. And for those of you who call again, we're not going to try to sell you nothing. Either you can decide to do it, and we're looking forward. And if you can go ahead and relate to the fact, I understand what it is, and I understand what it is to grow. It's those growing pains, because now all of a sudden you got to add people to do certain things, to certain tasks in your business, or so on and so on. Or some of you, maybe you have a good online business really going, it is working, but you need more capital to throw at it. Well, here you go. I understand that. All right, folks. Good night. God bless you all, and most of all, remember, you are awesome and you make a difference in the world. So thank you for your time and thank you for your